Welcome to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another stream. Welcome back again to the channel that is your home for tech, toys, and talk. And, well, of course, the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme. Tonight, we are talking, you guys know I usually stream on Tuesdays, and I'm still going to stream tomorrow. But this little bit of news came up today, and I said, you know what? Screw it. We need to do a stream. We need to talk about this. It's not just about the line of toys, it's about the brand in general. So we're going to talk about that. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that talk about that stuff. Hold on one second. Close the window. Noisy neighbors. So there's a lot of YouTubers that are going to be talking about this. You know, listen, I am not what's the right word I'm looking for? I'm not an expert. I'm just a lifelong fan, okay? You know, this is not the prophecy of a geek. This is Dave's Dimension, okay? We don't wear uniforms. We don't tote a company line. We just give it how it exactly is. And I wouldn't be doing the job right if I didn't have an opposing view. Someone who's very objective. Someone who I would actually say is a Power Ranger expert. He's been collecting all his long life. The man, the myth, UK's #1 dogger, Peaky Arrow, and as it says right there, Power Ranger collector. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Welcome, Peaky, to the dimension.
Thanks for having me on.
So, let's just rip it off like a Band-Aid here.
Yeah.
So, Hasbro and Playmates toys enter strategic relationship to produce and distribute Power Rangers product globally starting in 2025. You know what this is? This is okay. You know, I'm that guy. You know, there was that girl I really didn't care, but we're friends. We're on talking terms. I can't really find anyone else. It's the summer. Yeah, I need to talk with someone. I just need someone to go out with and hang out, and I'll just, you know, fake the funk. That's what it feels like. Oh, yeah. By the way, I would like to introduce another guest. Okay, another guest who is a collector of all kinds, and he is a Buffalo Ghostbuster. He is an Arizona Ghostbuster. The man, the myth, the Brent himself, Mr. Brent Hounsworth. And he's muted. Unmute yourself, Brent. There you go.
There we go. Hello.
All right,
Brent. This is Peaky. Peaky, this is Brent.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We are talking about this little kitty. I just have nightmares thinking about this in general. Yeah. Hasbro getting into bed, metaphorically, with Playmate toys, and they're gearing towards a kid-targeted Mighty Morphin toy line in 2025. A kid-targeted Mighty Morphin Power Rangers toy line in 2025. First, Peaky, what are your thoughts?
To be honest, I was waiting on news about Power Rangers from Hasbro because we wasn't even told it was going, like the Lightning Collection line was going on hiatus. Like, we had no information from Hasbro about it. It just suddenly stopped. They stopped revealing stuff. They stopped showing stuff off, and just completely and utterly stopped talking about it and just dodged questions constantly. Now, how long ago since it was the last reveal Power Ranger stuff on the Hasbro Pulse live streams? Like, 6 months maybe? We get this information of, oh, we're no longer be doing the Power Rangers toy line. We're shipping it off to some other people. To me, it feels like Hasbro never really cared about the brand of Power Rangers. They were doing it because it was some cash flow for the company. They knew that if, especially doing Mighty Morphin Power Ranger lines and toys, it would be a cash flow because people would be constantly buying Mighty Morphin Power Ranger lines. And it seems to be that's going to be the case with Playmates as well. We're starting off with MMPR, which, in my opinion, there's better seasons. There are better seasons than MMPR.
Oh, definitely. I mean, arguments can be made for so many other seasons.
Yeah.
Welcome, Sentai Ranger Donnie. Thank you for coming in. Happy Earth Day to you as well. Hope everyone's weekend was well, despite the passings of Robert McNeil and Sir Andrew Davis. So yeah, see, that's the thing. Like you bring up about here are the brands of Hasbro right here. Okay,
Yeah.
here are the brands right here. G.I. Joe, of course, the big boy, the one that's really the cash cow, regardless.
Yeah.
You know, Star Wars is kind of fading a little bit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Transformers, it's been, in my opinion, has been trash, with a few exceptions. The Takara Tommy is always going to be the one that gets the collectors.
Yeah.
3-0 is tremendous, but also they've been going up in price, but they bring the quality out big time. So no arguments there. Robeson, if you don't know what that is, those are the robots. Those are the automated, you can control through app. They can transform themselves, but you're talking about $600 to $700 to begin with.
They've done the Optimus and Grimlock so far, haven't they? Of those.
Oh, they have a Bumblebee, but he doesn't transform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there are a few different brands out there. Well, we all know what my favorite brand is.
Yeah,
but it's nowhere listed on here. I mean, let's take a look. Aside from those big ones, okay, Power Rangers. Let's take a look at Power Rangers. All their Power Rangers. We're going to click on all Power Rangers. There you go. You get 3-0. 3-0. This outlet deal for the Omega Rangers, unless you read the comics, you don't know anything about that. And okay, well now we're hawking Super Sevens. Hasbro hasn't made these. They haven't made the 3-0s.
No.
So they're just like, hey, we'll act as a storefront for you guys. I mean, everyone's got this Red Ranger helmet. Even I have this. It's not the greatest helmet in the world. I don't have this dagger because honestly, I don't necessarily feel that it's $70. It's worth it. No, it's just all plastic.
Yeah.
The waste of a line, a Cobra Kai Power Ranger mashup. This isn't Transformers where you're going to take a Transformer and mash it up. Oh, let's do Back to the Future one year. Let's do Ghostbusters one year. 4 years later, let's bring back the Ghostbuster ones that we had 4 years ago. It's just, this is the last of the Lightning collection.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. RPM was a good season. I enjoyed it tremendously.
Yeah.
SP was one of my favorite seasons of all time. I loved it. It was more gritty. Lost Galaxy, Dino Charge, Lost Galaxy again, and that's it, basically. I mean, we got Mesogog was our last baddie. Our last bad guy was Mesogog from Dino Thunder. And, thankfully they finished out that line. But I mean, these are the older ones right here, and that's it. That's it. We don't get a second page. It's just page 1. And that's saying a lot right there. It's like all the new stuff, which is by the way sold out, but you can also pre-order these on Big Bag Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and many other outlets, including Big Q, aka 3-0 themselves. Go directly to their pages. But that's it. I mean, honestly, with the way things are sitting right now, it feels like it's not just end of the toy line, it's end of the brand itself. Like I was talking to Peaky off air. This is the first time in 30 years we don't have a Power Rangers show in development. We don't have a Power Rangers entertainment project airing at all. It's been a year. Friday was a year from Once and Always.
Yeah.
So I'm not just saying, is this the end of, I'm saying this is the end of a brand. Could this be the end of the Power Rangers completely? I'm thinking, this could be. I know a lot of people, you know what? I'm going to say the name Legacy and Nerd and a few other content creators out there are harping at, oh, there's going to be a new project. Oh, they've heard rumblings, and they keep posting these tremendous, these kind of attention-getting thumbnails, but they're repeating the same stories over and over and over again.
Yeah.
We want information. We want to know what's going on. Not like, hey, let's do a fantasy casting. We should get JDF's daughter to be the Green Ranger. Not for nothing, no disrespect, but one, we haven't even seen her really act. Okay, we know that she's done some music, and that's about it. Name and blood alone doesn't guarantee you a future in any
No,
brand. You know?
I think she's in Legend of the White Dragon, like JDS
Yeah.
Gas Gas
And let's
Project.
be
I
honest,
think
you know,
she's in that, but she's not in it a whole lot.
and not for nothing, I have nothing but respect for JDF always. He was my ranger, you know? He was the ranger I always, you know, like if you were going to be a Power Ranger, you wanted to rock out with Tommy, you know? It's nothing but respect for him for what he's gone through in his life, and it's sad that we've lost him. But you can't tell me that she's not in that movie because of any other reason but she's his daughter, or
Oh, for
she's,
sure. Yeah.
you know. Brent, how do you feel about the current state of Power Rangers or their lack of?
I know the last season. I watched the last season on Netflix,
Yeah,
and the way it ended is if there was going to be a continuation or even a soft
exactly.
reboot of Mighty Morphin, because they alluded to the fact of the
Zordon being out there. Yeah.
But that also made me question, okay, so is that in the timeline order of Once and Always? Is Once and Always supposed to take place after that season? Or was that just kind of a...
Once and Always was set before Cosmic Fury.
Yeah.
Okay, because
That's the way I viewed
Fury,
it.
they talked about, bringing Zordon back, and that was the whole reason Rita returned, was he was trying to bring Zordon back. Okay.
Yeah, the way I viewed Once and Always, or Cosmic, was we see Billy show up in the old school Megazord with just him and a Yellow Ranger, so I gathered that was Trini's daughter because no one else was in the cockpit with him. So that's where I got the reasoning for that. Yeah, and it definitely felt like, I mean, why would you? I mean, as soon as you saw, thank you, River, my cat loves to knock stuff over. It's, my thing was, okay, as soon as you saw a version of Zato but with blue eyes, you knew it was Zordon.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, who else could it have been?
Even with the him saying, "May the power protect you."
Yes. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be like, okay, Billy's on this quest now to find Zordon. And honestly, you could not have a Power Ranger series, but do a Once and Always kind of special every year to keep it going. Because let's take a look at, there are shows out there with a precedence. One of my favorites, Doctor Who, goes all the way back to 1963. They do about 12, 13 episodes, or sometimes they'll even go 2 years without a series, but they'll do a couple specials.
Yeah.
You could easily do that. I mean, I've seen people on YouTube make films low budget, but they get some really great special effects and they can pull off some pretty amazing stuff in their backyard, in their homes, in their basements. I mean, you can't tell me you can't throw some money aside. Hasbro, you could get this, you have the rights to it. Now, the fact that they're outsourcing to McFarlane, right? For what, Transformers and G.I. Joe for page punchers. If they're going to do the small page punchers, I'm not a fan of that. It's cool for kids because, you're going to get them to buy the comic book and they get a little figure to go with it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. But what about the collectors? Now, McFarlane has done 7-inch scale page punchers. They didn't come with a comic book, but you had the page punchers. They did it a couple of years ago. Along the same time they were doing the Blackest Night figure series. But right now, the fact that there's no content, hell, if you go back to the 90s, they tried to, the late 90s, they tried to reissue the original series of Transformers, but to do a few upscaled effects to it, right?
Yeah.
They use the same audio, but they tried to upscale it. They did the same thing with Voltron. You can't tell me, I mean, what about taking doing some animation of the original Power Ranger series or In Space or something else, and just add, I don't know, add a different taste or look to it, trying to update it. But you have no projects whatsoever right now. So honestly, it's starting to feel like the end of a brand. I know me and Brent both know someone recently who was unloading some of their Power Rangers collection to shrink the collection down. I think a lot of people are starting to do that because they're not seeing a future with it right now.
You bring that up. I sat here the other day and I looked over at where my Lightning collection figures are, and I just kind of felt to myself, well, given that we've had no news about the Lightning Collection, I can see it coming to a full stop. Like, where do I go from here? Because I've got lines that aren't even finished with, like, series that aren't even finished with yet, and yet, nothing of, no news, or when they were starting a new series of Power Rangers, but they hadn't finished others. It got really annoying. And now I'm sat here thinking, well, if Lightning Collection is now done with, what do I do with my collection? Do I keep it, box it up, put it in storage, and put a different collection out and start getting into another collection?
I mean, that's the thing now. I mean, and let's be honest, Lightning Collection was not perfect.
No.
I mean, I can't think of more than 5 or 6 head sculpts that I would actually keep on the bodies.
Yeah, so
all my Rangers, I kept the helmets on for pretty much.
So all of my figures, so all of the Rangers have their civilian heads on, but then they're holding their helmets underneath their arm.
Okay.
That's how I posed mine, because I thought, I've not really seen many. I thought to myself when I was doing the collection, I haven't seen many do that kind of gimmick. I was like, I'll do that with all of mine. The only figures that have their helmets on and not their civilian heads is the Turtle Rangers, and that's mainly because I like them with their helmets on.
I couldn't bring myself to jump on that that line. I'm like, okay, it's cool that they're doing it with Boom Comics, but I couldn't subscribe to like the turtle figures, because I mean, GameStop was kind of charging a bit for them at the time, but I mean, it's something that's very touchy. First, I want to catch up with the chat a little bit. Of course, we got Figure Fever in the chat. We got Duffman's diorama. Now, Brent, you've seen pictures of my firehouse behind me, right?
Yes.
Duffman made that from hand.
Oh, nice.
Just him cutting it from a foam board and just painted it, made everything by hand. He makes some amazing dioramas. Anyone out there who wants to see his dioramas, go ahead and take a look at his Instagram. Fig Fever, of course, in the chat. Peaky's in 2 places at once. Are you a time traveling ranger now? Who knows? But it's honestly think like they could do 1 or 2 specials a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying let's keep using MMPR for every once and always. Just do Power Rangers once and always. You could revisit the Time Force. You can revisit In Space. I mean, you can revisit Lost Galaxy with the exception of the Red Ranger, since he's behind bars.
Was he the guy that killed some people?
No, I'm thinking Wild
that
Force.
Was Wild Force Red.
Yeah, Wild Force Red. He's behind bars. Yeah,
so I think Lightspeed Rescue Red is now a lawyer.
Yep. Actually, In Space Pink is a firefighter now.
Yeah.
She doesn't do any cons either, because everyone was like, "Oh, there's cons." She got stalked at once, so she quit doing them.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame her. I mean, hell, you had somebody once have a bag load of guns, wanted to take out JDF.
Yeah, that was a con here.
Yeah. So I mean, but I mean, there's storylines they could do. I mean, and for those who like those Rangers who are either not with us anymore, or they're not available, or they don't, they're like, hey, my schedule just is keeping me from doing this. Write the storyline where they've passed it on to their kid, their son, their daughter, a nephew, or a students. Have it where they're passing it on, because I mean, that's the thing. The original MMPR, when the Rangers had an opportunity to go to that international summit, or Kim when she had the opportunity to be a gymnast and go into the Olympics. Zordon pushed for, okay, you will always be a Ranger, but you need to move on with your life. You need to grow and change. That was a big theme, but I mean, that's something that they could easily write and people would accept it,
Yeah.
I mean, and of all things, when I heard they were going to do a special once and always, I'll say, how are they going to bring back the OGs? for one. I mean, aside from all the drama we know that went on between Haim Saban and some of the actors, outside of that, I'm thinking like storyline, like how are you going to get it around? And they did a great job, and they went
Yeah.
dark. They went dark with it too.
It did go really dark.
I mean, hell, you got Rocky going like all hardcore, just like kind of Conan style. I mean, Billy was just ready to just, he wanted to kill Rita. If Rita was a human, if she was a humanoid, he probably, I could see the rage to wanting to kill her. This was grown up Power Rangers, and this is what we've always wanted. With the YouTube, there's a YouTube series, that fan film Unworthy.
Yes.
I think that was the one with Vanderbeek and oh god, I'm blanking on her name from Battlestar Galactica. She's also Bo-Katan in the Mandalorian series. Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah.
She was awesome. Well, she's always awesome, but that's besides the point. But I mean, it was great to, we want that. I mean, even I can't think of his name, but the actor who played Red Ranger in space, he did his own series.
It's Christopher Carmen.
Yes.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he did his own series on YouTube.
Yeah, that's still in. They're still like doing those in those productions.
I mean, we want that. We want, and for those of us who grew up with it, we want those darker stories. We want to see frustrations.
You throw back to like Power Rangers back when obviously like when we were kids and stuff. The only like really dark storyline we got was from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy when the Psycho Rangers came back and the Lost Galaxy Pink sacrificed herself.
Yeah.
Like we saw an on-screen Ranger death, which we had never seen before.
I mean, well, we didn't see a body or anything, but we saw like her essence, but her essence came back. But in real life, she was battling an illness, so it was great that they were willing to work with her.
Oh yeah, it was really well done. But
I don't think that would have happened in the original series.
No,
when
they would have done some poor editing and probably recast.
But
Kendricks was a great character. For Lost Galaxy, she was awesome.
We hadn't seen that before, and then we didn't really see much of anything like that up until Once and Always.
Fig Fever. That's exactly what I was saying. They could take the audio and they could reinvent. They could take the audio and they could do an animated series to make things even look more fantastic. Because I mean, let's be honest, the original series was a bit cheesy with the effects and monsters, right?
Yeah.
But see, that's another thing. Hasbro owns the rights; they're missing out. Hasbro has yet to get a true home run when it comes to their movie studio.
Yeah,
didn't
the
they
Bayverse
sell the studio? Their studio one. I thought they had. I believe they sold or was trying to sell their studio.
Yeah,
was it Studio One? They were trying to sell it.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't consider the Michael Bay Transformers success.
No,
because it was like, hey, I'm Michael Bay. I'm gonna take this concept and I'm gonna warp. I mean, hell, at one time he wanted to take Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and make them aliens. Okay.
Yeah.
Transformers. I mean, it was okay, but it obviously we could tell Michael Bay wasn't an actual fan of Transformers himself, because we've seen what happens when you get a fan of a brand, of a line, an IP, and they develop the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Bumblebee, I think, was the first true Transformers movie outside of the animated movie, which apparently next month is hitting back to movie theaters. Awesome.
Yeah, for its 40th anniversary.
Yeah. So I mean,
is it the movie or is it like the first few episodes of the original series?
No, it's the movie. Transformers the movie. Yeah. So get ready to cry when Optimus dies again. Oh, spoiler, sorry. But I mean, that's the thing. The Transformer movies, I really don't. The original Transformer movies that Michael Bay did, I really don't consider. I mean, they had some good moments, but I mean, they made Optimus Prime the Kenny of the Transformer universe. I mean, well, he is, but I mean, they kind of just like there were so many missed opportunities. Like they actually got Leonard Nimoy, but he was Sigma Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have had him come back as like the new Galvatron, which would have been great since he was Galvatron in the animated movie. I mean, they could have really done some great things, but they were hooked on Megan Fox, Shia LaBeouf, and well, he's just a weirdo right now. He's like Post Malone without the tattoos. I mean, it's just G.I. Joe. The G.I. Joe movies are fun, but they don't shout G.I. Joe to me. Okay.
No.
We get Destro, but he doesn't truly become a Destro until the very end. But even then, he didn't truly have that vibe. And it was a waste on the actor, Christopher Eccleston, the Ninth Doctor. And I mean, he's been in so many great movies. He's great at being a villain, but it just didn't, he just wasn't fulfilled there, you know?
No.
It's the movies that they've tried to do. And by the way, no, I have not seen Barbie. No, I do not want to see Barbie. I just don't have an interest in seeing Barbie. I'm sorry.
Go watch Barbie. Go watch Barbie, Dave.
Sentai says hello, Brent. Everyone's saying hello to Brent. Anyone that doesn't know, Brent is he's part of the Buffalo Ghostbusters. He lived here for many years, and now he is in Arizona, back home, and he's a part of the Arizona Ghostbusters as well. And yes, as you can see, he does have a bit of a Ghostbuster collection going behind him right now.
Only a small collection though. Very small.
There's his 3D printer. He also has a lightsaber fetish as well. So yeah.
Only 25. That's not too many.
Only 25. Jeez, yeah. And yes, he those are from all the Jedi that he's struck down. In case anyone's wondering. But yeah, I mean, Hasbro
cosplay.
What was that?
Oh, General Grievous cosplay.
Hey, who knows? It can happen. But it's like Hasbro, I don't even know if they know what they're doing anymore.
No.
I mean, let's go back here. I mean, let's take a look. We have G.I. Joe, Transformers, Star Wars, Marvel, Nerf, Power Rangers, Indiana Jones, which I think was a failed line, if you ask me. I don't think they marketed it correctly. And I mean, they've been increasing the prices, but let's take a look. Oh, we have Dungeons and Dragons. We know that's a gaming line. Oh, wait, Avalon Hill. That's a gaming line. Hasbro gaming line. So yeah, they have 3 different gaming lines here. I think, if you go under other brands, oh, look, another gaming line, Magic the Gathering. So that's 4 gaming lines right now. So that makes me wonder, are they going to be kind of shifting over to, tabletop and board games? I mean, I know that's always been kind of their bread and butter. Years ago, it was like Parker Brothers and a few other brands that were the big names in tabletop gaming. We know tabletop gaming, D&D, Dragon Age, a whole bunch of other games are making a comeback because celebrities have gotten into it. They're making it, they're making being a geek cool again. I mean, what was it? Joe Manti? I always mess up his name. Mantiagello, whatever. There's always room for Jello, whatever his name is. That was, of course, you got your. He was the original bully in the first Spider-Man.
Flash Thompson.
He was Flash.
Yeah.
Yep. And then he became one of the guys in Magic Mike.
And then he was Deathstroke in the
he was
universe,
Deathstroke for like a half minute in that one scene.
Yeah, it was a post-credit scene as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he's a funny guy. He's great, but like he's heavy into gaming. Henry Cavill is a computer builder, but he's also into Warhammer.
Yeah,
and we're finding out that a lot of these great, these action guys, these actors that people admire so much, are heavy into gaming.
Yeah,
but it's cool. But it seems like, okay, we're not going to really invest in our figure lines anymore. We're going to let other people make them for us because let's be honest, they've taken a lot of losses, but that's also because of their QC issues. How about the failed Dungeons and Dragons animated series figures that they were shipping out? People were opening up boxes, they're already broken, or one move of the arm and it cracked. I mean, yes, as collectors, we're used to that in NECA, but not in like a $20, $25 action figure from Hasbro. QC went down big time. That was a big issue with Power Rangers. I actually had to open up 6 different tickets because the Power Ranger figures where the paint apps were like crooked.
Yeah.
I had an issue with the Andros Astronema 2-pack. That's one of them I had issues with. I had an issue with the Transformers one. They just have very poor QC issues, but toy company aside,
a lot that came from like they changed factory locations.
yeah.
So like that didn't help with the quality. You can just but I know a lot of the Power Ranger ones were paint mishaps, missing accessories.
Yeah.
When they changed from like the normal figures to pinless, there was a lot of issues with the first wave of pinless figures.
Oh yes.
Like the joints wouldn't move properly, or like the legs were really wobbly and loose, so they wouldn't stand up properly.
I mean, there's still a couple Spider-Man figures that I have where I'm kind of careful with the legs because they feel just kind of like they could snap. But aside from that, aside from being a toy company, you guys own the friggin' rights to these IPs. So if anyone wants to do a Power Rangers show, it almost makes you think like, okay, New Zealand was where they were doing Power Rangers for a long time. It was cheaper there. You also had amazing production companies there because not only was Power Rangers there, not only Lord of the Rings, but Jackie Chan would film a lot of stuff there because you got a big influx of stunt actors and stunt coordinators. It just made more sense in the long run. But it's just really sad because I mean, it feels like it's the end of a brand. I mean, right now the only Power Rangers content is Boom Comics.
Yeah.
I really don't think that, Hasbro really doesn't have a say on it. They probably I think this is what they have. They have a licensing deal. Hey, any characters you create, you're going to allow us to make the action figures of, like they did with the Omega Rangers. But that's the thing. They went into the Omega Rangers. Unless you read the comics, you're not going to know who those Rangers are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like right now, like Brent, I was talking to Peaky off camera, and actually right now I am still getting my Power Ranger fix by watching Sentai. Because obviously, the Power Ranger series were based on the Super Sentais. I'm actually watching the current Sentai. I think how is it pronounced? Like Boomager? It's kind of like think like RPM or Turbo. They like their morpher is this little wrist device. They slide it down their arm. It's like a little RPM gauge, and they kind of like it's like a Fast and Furious thing. Like their Zords are this fleet of cars. Right?
Their helmet is like a car tire, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull that up.
I think I've seen photos of that. Seems Power Rangers either go dinosaur, cars, or trains.
There we go. Yeah, there you go. That's them right there. Let's see if I can pull this up. I mean, it's a fun series. Yes, you have to read subtitles because I don't speak Japanese, but it's the culture's a little different. They have a lot of fun. These shows are made for kids.
Yeah, I've caught some of the,
and they're actually wearing sneakers.
They also get really dark at some stages as well because they've had Rangers die on screen as well.
Pluto TV has a Tonashi station where they'll show seasons of old Power Rangers.
Yeah, but I mean, they're rocking sneakers. I mean, it's like their belts are actually a seat belt. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, they have some interesting helmets though. I'm like, how are they even seeing through those? But hey, it's not my problem. But I mean, it's a fun series. I'm watching it right now. But that's the thing. We have 30 years of Power Rangers, right? They have what, maybe 40, maybe 50 years. 40, maybe 40 or 45 years of different iterations of Super Sentai.
Started in like the 70s, I believe.
Yeah, so I mean, we're talking about good 45 years. So I mean, that's something. I mean, you could go back and watch those. Speaking of Sentai, Kat, Vader's girl, she's a big Godzilla fiend. Anything and everything Godzilla. I want to say
I didn't know
hello to Carlos. Say he's a younger Ghostbuster fan of the channel.
There goes.
Hello.
Fig Fever saying hey to everybody. But I mean, that's the thing. Like right now, I'm getting my fix by watching other stuff, which is kind of sad to say, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it feels like Hasbro's kind of driving Rangers into the ground unless they do something in 2025. I know that they're gearing that. I still can't get over the fact that they're gearing it towards kids.
But
Well,
also, we were originally, I don't know what you're saying about a new series and that. We were meant to get a new series in 2025. We've had nothing about that. We're in the second quarter of.
if we're getting something in 2025, they would be going into production around this time, technically speaking.
And we would somewhat get a kind of announcement from Hasbro saying new series of Power Rangers is in production.
We would get leaks of potential actors who are going to be playing, like complete unknowns who are going to be playing this Ranger and that Ranger.
Potential leak of like what kind of like suits or like more and everything. Because Hasbro said that they're no longer going to be doing Sentai stuff. They're going to be doing their own Americanized ideas, which I'm all for. I'm all for like stepping away from Sentai stuff and doing their own ideas to see if that works.
Well, that's kind of what they were doing with with Cosmic and with Dino and Cosmic Furies. I mean, they were pretty much driving their own footage there for the most part.
And it really did. It worked. So I was really intrigued to see what this new original theme idea for a new series is going to be.
They say Playmates' ability to interpret character-based storytelling in highly detailed, innovative, and affordable products. Yeah, in other words, they'll take a story and they'll produce figures for it, but they're going to be very cheap because, like I was saying to Peaky before, when I think Playmates, I think of the Ninja Turtle figures from back in the 80s and the reissues they're doing now, and I think of the Star Trek Playmate figures. What about you, Brent? Do you think of anything other than those?
Right off the bat, it's always the Ninja Turtles, but then I forgot about the Star Trek ones because those are so mass produced.
And they tried to reissue them recently, but they stopped the line already.
Yeah, they canceled the line because it just didn't do well. Nobody's, I bought them, but then I bought the phaser and the communicator, but I didn't buy the new ships because the quality of them went down from the 90s.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like there's an Enterprise D that's out, but I'm like, do I want to spend that? And if I do, I'm gonna probably want to get an airbrush kit because I'm probably gonna want to do try to improve it slightly.
Enterprise.
So I'm
better than this.
I'm just looking at the brands that Playmates do. So they do the TMNT Mutant Mayhem stuff, classic TMNT, Godzilla Con New Empire, Miraculous Ladybug, Spy Ninjas, and Star Trek Universe.
Okay, I heard Godzilla, Ninja Turtles, and Star Trek. The other ones I don't know. So
yeah, so it like a lot of that. It's all like saying like with what they're doing with Power Ranger line. It's all kids focused stuff. Collectors aren't going to go for that.
Younger kids stuff. I like. I get the Hasbro is a toy company. Playmates is a toy company, but let's be honest. Kids grow up. That's why we're still here. That's why we're still buying stuff off Hasbro. I mean, take a look at what they said here. They are the perfect fit to fully expand the Power Ranger franchise, while we'll continue to provide oversight and direction on the future Power Ranger product ranges. See, that's the question. They'll be providing direction and oversight over the Power Ranger product ranges. So what are they referring to? Are they going to test out with the kids line and maybe 2 or 3 years later maybe they'll try to do something that would be geared towards teens or 20 somethings, but here we are, 30s, 40s, and maybe even 50 somethings out there who are into collecting. There's nothing that they're going to want because like right now, Transformers, I'm a Transformer fan. I have not bought a new Transformer in about probably 2 years because I don't like the hollow cavities that they have. The figures feel too damn cheap, but yet they're raising the prices. They're charging NECA prices for a small figure. There's what they want you to pay like $34-$35 for like the smaller version of Swoop, and not the Studio Series. And now they're using the Studio Series name on all the figures now.
Mm.
Yeah, I
It's
just picked up Tiger Hawk, which was their redo of the Beast Wars line, and it
yeah.
was a $55 figure. It's very cheap. A piece pops up when you're moving it, and
How much would you actually price it as?
$30.
Okay, so I mean, they're charging a good extra 20 or so bucks on it. And
I mean,
like,
they say it's a leader class. Even the leader class, last Optimus Prime, Earthrise Optimus Prime. Yeah, he came with a trailer, but even then, that's not a.
and
$50
their what was it? Their legacy line. And I think that's just straight trash. Their legacy line. It's just a name that they're using on retooled stuff. I mean, how many more cups are we gonna get?
Right, like
How many more cups? How many RCs? How many blurs?
and that's what Hasbro's known for with their Transformers is we're just gonna retool the toy, reissue it.
It's like I said, Hasbro is Latin for repaint.
Yeah, like even they could have done the new Ectotron they're doing. They could have just painted it, put the red stripes on, and called it good. No, they didn't do that. They're straight up doing the same packaging as before.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with that packaging. It's classic Transformers, but they could have very just well.
Yeah, Ranger says it sounds good on paper. It's on paper, if not for nothing. What they're not telling us is you can't tell me that Playmates is not shelling out a crap load of money towards this. I think this is a bailout.
Yeah,
They're saying that we're having McFarlane do this. Oh, we're partnering with Playmates on this. No, you're looking for a financial bailout. We know you had issues the past couple of years. A good friend of the channel, who has his own stream on Thursday nights at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, Hey Archer. He's known for like pulling up documents that are public information for their fiscal quarters. They have not been doing well. That's why they reduced their amount of product that they've been pushing out on the shelves. I mean, Brent, you and I both know we go to a Target, we go to a Walmart. What do we see?
Nothing.
And by the way, I love the little short you sent to me earlier, you shared to me earlier from Seth.
Yeah.
Seth is a big on and off YouTuber and collector, and it's one of those things like, oh, I'm doing my part. It's Peaky. It's like Target. It's like Ollie's. Everyone's saying that they're doing their part, and then Walmart says, I ain't doing shit.
Walmart they have the same toys. Or Walmart's the place where the people will go.
The scalpers, because they're locking everything up. They're locking up the Legos. They're locking up everything.
Well, a lot of times you go into the clearance aisle, you'll see figure swap figures too. People go buy a figure, return it, put a crappier figure in.
Which is why I was never a fan of the windowless boxes.
Oh, I hate that because the other big thing is popping the heads off the figures.
But look how quickly
it was funny when they did that in the Space Jam figures, though.
Yeah, that was good.
Look how quickly Hasbro changed their windowless boxes. Like they said, "Oh, we're not going to do windowless boxes." Within like months later, they changed it and then went back to windowed boxes.
Ranger Restoration brings up a good point. They had chances to make buttloads of money. Master Morpher, for instance, and fumbled big time. Now, they could have ran more replenishes, reissues of the Master Morpher.
Yeah, they're doing reissues.
Personally, I missed out on it twice. You could easily run a whole line of Master Morphers. Sure, Tommy has had the most powers, but you could do Jason with his Dino coin, and you could do a Gold Ranger coin because people have made that.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it Sun Studios? I'm trying to remember the name of the company.
Starlight Studios has done
Starlight Studios. I bought a lot of their coins, and they have a Dino Thunder coin. They have all this stuff before they even made a Master Morpher. Hasbro, that is. You can do that. I mean, they could have done. Hell, you know what they could have done? They could have done a pink Master Morpher because you could have Kimberly, and then you could have. When they did the Ninja Powers, her ninja coin, and then you could have the Ranger Slayer came from the alternate universe. So you have
Yeah.
3 powers right there. There's a lot of stuff they could do.
You could have had Cat too as the Zeo Ranger coin.
I mean, you could have done the Zeo coin, include that there. I mean, they could have reissued
even the Turbo coin for her too. I forgot
well,
about that.
hell, we wanted. I mean, we've been waiting for them to reissue the Turbo, the Zeonizer, the Turbo Morphers. They haven't done any of that. The only morphers that they attempted were the Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
Didn't the
which is
article
kind of
today,
trash.
Didn't the article today for the toy for Mattel say that they also have the license for role playing and other things?
Well, let's take a look here because the article I'm looking at is just talking about Playmates here. Is Mattel jumping in with them too? Now?
Sorry, not Mattel. Playmates.
Yeah, but it says here, just about a little write up about Playmates. Like they've done lines like Teenage Ninja Turtles, Star Trek, Ladybug, like Piki was saying, Simpsons, Ben 10, Disney Princess, and many others. Now, I wonder how that's going to sit with Playmates right now because isn't Target and Disney parting ways right now?
I did not hear that.
I just heard that story yesterday. So I mean, yeah, Rangers right. Me and Ranger Restoration are like the same minds. Hasbro is out of touch with the Power Ranger fan base. It really is.
They don't.
Here's the man. I was just talking about you, Archer. How we were just saying how you always come up with all the numbers and how Hasbro is just hurting financially. And personally, I'm thinking that this is a bailout.
Yeah.
They're saving face by saying they're partnering with Playmates, but really Playmates has to be paying them for the licenses to be able to do it. At least that's my personal opinion.
Oh, it's a total cash grab. It's their way of saying,
yeah,
we're not going to have any of the overhead. We're still going to make money off of the license. Here, you can do everything.
Yeah. It's like Ranger Restoration and Repair said, Hasbro doesn't listen to the fans when it comes to Power Rangers. They try to go after things that the fans want, like a constant MMPR stuff, which isn't what all of the fans want. And then when it comes to like fans trying to give their input of like lines they'd want to see or helmets they want to see or role play items they want to see, like morphers and weapons and stuff like that, they don't listen. And it's like, well, you need to listen to the creative feedback your fans and your customers are giving you in order to make these products better. And that's one thing that they just don't do.
Okay. Nerd affiliated Archer says, I think you're wrong. Oddly enough, I think it's opposite. Yes, it is a way to make money by lowering operation costs. Well, and I'm sure Archer's going to be pulling up that information probably the next quarter or next couple quarters. Like I said, he does those deep dives, he does the research and pulls up the information. In the long run, time is going to tell. We're going to see what really happens. And like we said here, we're not going to see anything until 2025.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite some time. But right now it just seems. Correction. Very soon, earnings call is this week. So it sounds like he might have some more information later on this week, possibly Thursday night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern on Hey Archer Live on Thursday night. So go ahead and check them out. But it's that thing that it feels like it's the end of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, 2 years or a year and a half, let's just say, that's a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, the last new figures we got for Power Rangers was what, last fall? When it was still 2023. And I'm going to guess that we probably won't get anything until fall or summer of 2025.
Mesogog was in it. Tommy Black Dino Thunder's figure was in it.
Yep.
And like a lot of those figures, because over here in the UK, I'm really short on where I can go and get my Ranger figures. I usually try and get them online because I've got nowhere near me that sells them in store. Everywhere I go to online, even now, trying to get the figures that I'm missing to get on my shelf. I've got the Mesogog, Tommy's Dino Thunder Black Ranger, I can't get because they're sold out. It's like, well, how?
Well, I
Like,
can't tell you the last time I
Omega
saw a Dino
Rangers,
Thunder, Black Dino Thunder figure. Probably
Yep.
like after a couple weeks after it came out, and that was it.
Yeah. The Omega Rangers, for me, the only place that I can get them from is Amazon, and they're 120 quid. I'm not paying 120 quid for 4 figures.
Yeah.
To me, that's just not. I paid about 100 quid for the Psycho Rangers, but that was 5 figures. I could justify £100 on 5 figures, but I'm not spending like more than that on just 4 because no, thank you. I'd rather just not have them in my collection than waste that much money. I could go and get a Megazord that I'm missing for that price.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, like right now, okay, the X-Men series, those figures are obviously the hot ones. I'm not paying $220 for a Masterpiece Prime
You can get a KO of that for like 50.
for like $50.
And they're just as good.
I've done that in the past. I mean, you're paying $220 for this Prime, right? And you get some accessories with them, but you don't get his trailer.
Yeah, maybe 229 if he had a trailer, but not just straight up.
And honestly, I'm sorry. Look at that sticker. That sticker looks like crap. I've seen better. There's a website called Toy Hacks, TOYHAX.com. They make decals for G.I. Joes, Power Rangers, replacement decals for Power Rangers, G.I. Joes, and Transformers. And what they do is they actually have a transparent sticker with the red Autobot symbol on it. So when you put the sticker right on there, it blends. Like this white border, it sticks out like a sore thumb. That sticks out like a sore thumb to me. And he looks more cartoon-like.
Yeah.
But the yellow eyes look off. He should, cartoon-wise, if you're trying to make him look cartoon-wise, he should have the blue eyes here.
I think they're going with the original toy line look because the original toy eyes.
I mean, we get the gun. And their first size comparison.
Now I wonder if that comes with it because that's the original.
Of course, he's going to have a Matrix. The masterpieces do. We get looks like an alternate head. We get the Energon Axe, his blaster, and what the heck is that supposed to be? I'm trying to think what that is.
I don't know.
I wonder if that's like a flip side of a damaged grill. I don't know.
I wonder if it's yeah, that was the only thing that I could think because it's not like any clear photo of what that is.
I don't like they try throwing some old school stickers on him. I'm not necessarily a big fan of that.
So they're trying to like the original toy, which
I get what they're trying to do there.
It says on the listing comes with the Iron Blaster, Energon Arc, Matrix of Leadership, alternate head, and then like blast effect and other bits. Like, I don't know.
But I mean, like, I know this is a Power Ranger stream, but we're going to talk about a couple of the other brands here, guys. Okay, let's take a look at Studio Series. Okay, this is not Studio Series. This is Game Series right here. Okay, War for Cybertron. That's Prime. It's cool that we get Swoop. Okay, yes, I can agree. This is Studio Series. This Shockwave from the Bumblebee cartoon. No, this is not Studio. This is not Studio. None of these are Studio Series. Okay, Blaster, I can go with him being Studio Series, but for $35,
he's just a repaint issue. It's an exact what they did. He just has different colors on his tape deck ejection spot.
A different Junkion.
Which
again, they're calling this Studio Series. Again, this is the video game. No, that you can't call him Studio Series, but they're calling these Studio Series. I can't go with that. Oh, you're marking something down $5. That's not outlet. That's not discount. I'm sorry. It's just like some of this. Okay, I can say this is Studio Series because Air Razor was in the movie. I can go with that.
But even then,
is again,
there was another toy of that eraser
yeah,
that internationally, completely different mold.
yes.
But that's just a remold of the Kingdom or Earthrise one, which is her Beast Wars figure.
Like here, this is they're not even yeah. This is Studio Series Ultra Magnus. He's very chunky. I can see a couple toy companies making some, because usually with Ultra Magnus, certain companies will come up with some modifications to make it more flexible. It's cool that we get some blast effects here, but again, I've said this before: sell the blast effects separately. We will buy them; they will sell out.
Yeah, like
But
one of the things right now I'm wanting for my X-Men figures that I just got, none of them are coming up with power-ups. The only
yeah,
one with a power-up is Gambit, Goblin Queen, and Cyclops. Everyone else should have had some sort of power-up effect.
okay. I will say this. Okay, so there we go. It's cool that we see the Matrix right there, but it doesn't exactly look 100% movie accurate. Okay, we got the hinges on the side here. These, I don't know. It's just it doesn't look. There's something off about how he looks. However, there you go. We get the scene where he can lift up his his chest. Matrix goes in there. Okay, cool. But they made it so we can take him apart so he can be a bunch of different pieces. That's the one cool thing they did here.
But for you, is that an $80 figure? Because that's what he was
No,
priced, $80.
take a look at the front of this. Where's the chrome? I'm
Oh,
gonna have to
that cab
spend the money. Yeah,
transforms all into like everything transforms. It
yeah.
doesn't feel like the old toy where like he transformed to the cab, like Optimus Prime, and you put everything over him like the other Ultra Magnuses. That one folds. I watched a video on that. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that's complicated.
I mean, like, if you want that look, like the wipers and everything else, you're gonna have to get a liquid chrome pen and do it up yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that just throws everything off for me.
That's again, that's just Hasbro skipping out on like the
Oh yeah,
like detailing.
they're definitely cheaping out.
Yeah,
But also ask yourself this: how many Autobots vehicles can you fit in there? You're probably gonna fit maybe one
yeah.
and a half.
One on the
or,
bottom and two on the top.
yeah,
But they small ones.
which is a shame, because you usually could do a lot more than that. Because I had the Combiner Wars version. It's just, again, it feels like they're out of touch. They're taking stuff from 10, 15, maybe 20 or more years ago, and you're trying to reissue it. Local Walmart hasn't had Rangers in 3 years. When they did, it was Dino Thunder Black and Mesgog. Yeah, it's everywhere. You're having a hard time finding anything.
It's the same stuff on our shelf with me too. They're just paying more of certain things.
Hell, I'm still seeing season 1 Mandalorian figures popping up brand new in box.
Yeah, that's
brand new in box. Like, I saw a whole peg full of client with his little Beskar container. All brand new boxes.
The Beskar container.
What was that, Brent?
People were buying him just for the Beskar container.
Yeah, but I'm not spending $25 just for that.
No, definitely not.
And as far as Marvel goes, it's nostalgia. If you're a comic book fan, there's certain things you're jumping on. Like me, I already pre-ordered Superior Spider-Man and also this 85th anniversary Wolverine. I already pre-ordered those, and I almost never pre-order. So that's rare for me to do that. But it's just, I definitely feel that they're out of touch. The only line that I don't think is out of touch is G.I. Joe Classified Series. They're still killing it. Star Wars, there's always going to be people buying Star Wars figures no matter what they come up with. Whether they're using photoreal or not, people are always going to be buying it. Ranger Restoration says, I would kill to find peg warmers. But I mean, like, here, Power Master. This is a crap version of a Power Master Optimus. Anyone who's ever seen the original Power Master figures, this looks so damn cheap compared to it.
His face looks pretty good. That's about it. His trailer base,
the face looks good. But I mean, okay, this is Power Master. They made him into like a base.
Well, that's what toy did. It turned into a base, and then his other figure.
Yeah,
lit
and
it
you do have the alternate head because you can get the red eyes, so he looks more like the old school version. Now this is what he looks like. $280 for him, almost HasLab price, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually going to see if I
I'd
can
say
pull up.
that would I'd say that would class as Hasgab because of that price. I know it's not quite the price range that
But it's pretty
Hasgab
damn
is
close, though, right?
Yeah, so
So
that might as well just be classed as Hasgab at that point.
let's take a look
I
at some past Power Masters.
straight from Tommy Takara for that one. 'Cause
Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. Right here. Okay. So this was a Combiner Wars, or no, Titans Return Power Master that they came up with. And this is basically a repaint of an Optimus or Ultra Magnus they did. Now, we can go even further back. Let me see if I can find an original. Trying to see if I can find one. Like here's an older style one right here.
Yeah, I had the original as a kid.
Yeah, like this is what he looked like. I mean, oh, that's somebody's YouTube channel. Let me just. I mean, that's how he looked, vehicle mode, right there. Right? That looks way better than what Hasbro is showing us right now.
Yes, that's what he looked like. Sorry, I have to zoom in. I'm on my phone. But yeah, he just came with the truck trailer.
But yeah, take a look at that right there. That's what it looked like. I mean, because you had like a mini con, you had like a little mini con, little mini robot that would transform and power right up onto him. Although I think in some iterations it was a human in a robotic suit. But that was the thing. That was how they kind of did it back then, you know?
Yeah.
But like, do I think that this Hasbro one is worth that price? No. I mean, $280. I mean, hell, that's almost a two in a box right there, Brent.
That better be made of all die cast.
Yeah, it's Hasbro. You know better than that.
Well, if from my understanding, if it's a true masterpiece, it's gonna have the die cast parts on it. If it's like the ones I used to have.
Well, we can hope, right? I mean, it kind of looks like they kind of took the other Optimus we looked at and added a few changes to him. More blue clear on chest.
He still has, I think, on the back where the back of his I think it transforms very similar to the original, because the original one was like the front of the cab was actually his back.
Yeah. Let's see if I can.
They actually just had a 2-pack of the Robots in the Skies, Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus, that combined to form Omega Prime for that same price. I think was for that.
Yeah, so here you go. You got the lightning, little electrical effects right there. Couple blasts. 2 Optimus heads. But I mean, that's here you go. You get the 3-0 Gold Ranger. I mean, for 120, I think this is pretty good. But this isn't a Hasbro product. They just happen to be selling it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know? And I would seriously think about getting this. But right now, there is a bit of controversy going on with Jason David, or not, whatchamacallit, oh God, how am I blanking on his name?
St. John's?
Austin, ASJ, yeah, Austin St. John. There's a little bit of controversy going on with him. I'm not talking about the
mass. It's quite a big bit of controversy.
I'm talking about the T-shirt line. Is that what you're thinking
Yeah.
of? Yeah. Those that don't know, Austin St. John has his own clothing line where he's taking quotes from famous and infamous historical figures. There was one point where there was going to be some quotes from like Genghis Khan and Adolf Hitler. but he's not going in that direction. But still, I don't know. It's a bit questionable. If you're known for Power Rangers, you're known for something along those lines. You think you might come up with some original
Yeah.
MMVR designs, or maybe something of your own liking, or maybe
But
thoughts. You know,
then
your
again,
personal.
this is like to get obviously like cash flow in because he can't leave the US, so he can't really do a lot of major cons apart from US cons. But even some cons are steering away from him because of what happened with like was it like the he skipped tax or something, didn't he?
Well, there was. Well, here's the thing. He's in legal troubles
Yeah. So
because of
a lot of cons stayed away from him because of that.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's face it. You know, if your name is associated uh, with a supposed charity that was actually scamming people, so yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If you just can't let anyone, you can't let people just run stuff in your name, which is what he
No.
was doing. I get maybe him and his family were busy. Uh, what was it? He didn't even backtrack on his comment, yeah, but said that we didn't hear him correctly. Yeah, I know. Archer actually did he's brought that up a few times. He actually played audio. So I mean, there's video out there, there's audio out there of Austin St. John. But you know, he wasn't thinking straight, or he didn't get people to run stuff through. He just say, "Hey, this idea sounds great. Let's go with it." Without thoroughly, it's like that person that doesn't think before they speak,
Yeah.
and that's him all the time. Like I was pretty amazed when JDF passed that Austin St. John actually made that statement he did. I mean, it was good that he did that, but there wasn't really sincerity in it, if you ask me.
No. It was very like kind of like it kind of felt like he was more or less forced to say it.
Yeah, Archer says it was COVID fraud. Yep. And Ranger Restoration says, dude doesn't even admit to any wrongdoing, skates around the edge. Yeah, he does. But see, that's the thing. It's like, sadly, every now and again, there's some controversy when it comes to Power Ranger actors, you
Yeah.
know? And what throws a lot of people off is the thing is they're kind of caught. They're caught between, okay, the guy has issues, but that's not why I'm going for my autographs, or that's not why I want a picture or I have him sign an action figure. It's the character that I want.
Yeah.
I want the memory, I want the association with the character, but a lot of times it's kind of hard to do, like, you know what? I just feel so strongly about what he did that I just can't do it. And for some people, it's FOMO. A good friend of the channel, Millennium Workshop, recently got I think pictures and autographs with him. Uh, but it was about the character. It was about the memories. But now you're having those conflicts. I mean, it's Power Rangers itself. I mean, I know some people said that, oh, they're going to start over. A lot of people say Power Rangers itself is like I've heard other content creators uh, put out that, oh, they're going to restart Power Rangers exactly from scratch. They could. They could have. I mean, was it the 2017 movie? I actually enjoyed that movie. I
Yeah,
thought
I
that
thought
was a perfect. That was a
I didn't like
perfect.
that. I didn't like I didn't like that movie.
Well, I mean, it had its pluses and minuses. I mean, like Goldar looking like one big runny gold snot. That was an issue.
Yeah.
The Zords just look so weird and freaky. Alpha
Yeah.
looked like he was well, I mean, he looked like some kind of weird, like if a robot and a human had a love child, he just looked like
Yeah.
this weird
like the
twisted
robot
thing.
from Lost in Space a little bit.
Yeah, it was just all kinds of crazy. Yeah, nerd affiliated Archer says Millennium didn't know about his comments until after the photo op. Yeah, that's the thing. JDF said to separate the man from our childhood, but it's hard to do it after a while. It is. Yeah, Ranger Restoration also enjoyed it. Peaky, what I liked about the 2017 movie was it was like Power Rangers, but updated because it was kind of Breakfast Club. because they are all
Yeah.
in detention. They're all in detention. They all would normally wouldn't have been friends, and that was the thing. In the original Power Rangers, you start off with, all five of them are basically friends hanging out at the juice bar.
Yeah.
You know, they all know each other, but this one it was like, okay, Billy had was on the spectrum, right? Jason was kind of like a washout, so to speak, because he blew his knee, blew his future, so to speak, right? Everyone had they had imperfect lives, and that made them more relatable. I would have loved to have seen more, but just like in every fandom, Star Wars, Ghostbusters, you you get the positives and the negatives, and everyone's gonna butt heads, and a lot of times you just can't seem to find a middle ground. And
Yeah.
that's why that movie didn't work out. You know, I think there were some creative issues, like I said, with some of the designs. And I mean, let's be honest, the highlight of that movie, other than some of the characters, were well, the music. You heard the OG Power Ranger theme when they finally get the Zords running, which
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of hilarious in a way.
they did that just to see, like, when they were
Just fan
editing that,
service.
they put it in just to, like, let's see what it sounds like. Like, okay, that's cool. So they left that in.
Yeah. Just like the scene with Amy Jo Johnson and Jason David Frank, and also the alternate scene. For those who've seen the alternate scene, I mean, it's cool to have them in there.
Is that the alternate scene you're on about when they're in the Krispy Kreme?
When he's got the ponytail instead of the short hair, yeah.
I have not seen that with the ponytail.
Yeah, Tommy's actually rocking the ponytail. So,
All right.
yeah. Yeah, it's a quick little additional scene, but I mean, that's the thing. At least I think something like that is more. I mean, it's more productive. I mean, uh, me being Ghostbuster fans and Ghostbusters ourselves, me and Brent, we know that even though it was not received well, the 2016 Ghostbuster Answer the Call movie, if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't have kept the public interested in Ghostbusters as a whole.
2016
So
push for us to get cool. We got some more merchandise. This
yeah,
movie failed, so now we got a true sequels to the original movies.
yeah, it sparked enough interest and it fueled fires, both positive and negative, but it kept the interest moving. It's just like, I mean, hell, Marvel. Look at 20th Century Fox. They made that really god awful Fantastic Four movie. The one with
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan in it. Nothing against him. He's a good actor. But that movie was terrible, but they had to do that to keep the rights where it was. Of course, now the rights are, let's hopefully say, in the right place. We don't know or not. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of positive thoughts about this new Fantastic Four movie, but we'll see what happens. Um, but that's the thing. Sometimes you have to put something terrible out there just to keep the interest going. Hasbro, get something out there, even if you're doing, like, let's say you spend some money on audio and visual effects to clean up some of the past seasons, or you release a special DVD set or digital set for Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin, for Zeo, for A, B, and C all the way through 30. At least do something. Try, if you do these releases, hey, oh, it's on DVD. I can't find these anywhere. I think my kid would like it. I loved it. I can rewatch them with my kid. You can do something to keep the interest going forward, but you're not.
And I don't
You're
think it's
sitting on your butts,
advertised.
and you're going to have everyone else, make your toys for you. What was that, Brett?
I was going to say, for their media for the Power Rangers, it's not well advertised, but I think it's Time Life who has all the releases, all the box sets for all that. I could be wrong, but
I wonder if it might be between Disney, because Disney owns some of those seasons. I don't know if they sold all the rights, because just like on Netflix, you can only see so many seasons on there.
yeah, they're not all on there anymore. They took them
So
all down.
and that's the thing, like,
But they are
Disney,
on Pluto TV.
Pluto, yeah. So unless you're somehow able to digitally record off Pluto, I mean, we'll see. That's the thing. It's like, where can you even buy the digital copies of those episodes? You can't. I don't think it's on digital anywhere to purchase.
Trying to, maybe iTunes.
That's interesting. Let's see.
Trying to think of what were the Disney era Ranger episodes.
Those would be like Ninja Storm and RPM, and those, because those were filmed in New Zealand for a good portion of them. But that was also like you could tell because some of the voices, you can tell there was like a lot of ADR done.
But I wonder when Saban bought it back from Disney, if he bought everything back.
Yeah, see, none of the Power Ranger, the only Power Ranger things that are on the Google Play Store is the 2017 movie and the Turbo Rangers movie.
Yeah.
It's the only things
So
on the
right now,
Google Play Store.
I'm doing a search. You can get MMPR on DVD through Amazon for about $35. Not bad. But when it comes like the other seasons, I'm not even seeing anything being offered.
Well, what have I got? Because I've got some seasons on DVD.
There is
I've
an
got-
official Power Rangers YouTube channel, which apparently features episodes.
that has every single season, I think, so far, apart from the Netflix ones.
Well,
I
see,
think. I don't know how far up it goes.
but see,
I've
with
got,
that, it's not. It's I don't think is it necessarily on demand.
I've got MMPR.
Okay, so it looks like it's like a playlist of the episodes. So you'd have to scroll through and everything, but apparently you can click on each one. So it looks like YouTube, but you just have to worry about the commercials.
I've got MMPR up to Ninja Storm on DVD.
Okay.
Okay, so for iTunes, looks like there's Power Rangers, Dino Charge, Super Dino Charge, Space Patrol Delta, whatever that is.
That was SPD. That was the
SPD.
they were cops.
Okay, this might be the okay. Ninja Steel, Super Ninja Steel. Yeah, not a whole lot on iTunes.
Dave's gone. Dave.
We lost Dave. Dave's not here, man.
Sorry about that. I clicked on the wrong thing.
I thought you might have pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, yep. But I mean, that's the thing. They could do something like, hey, if Hasbro, if you have a surplus of the action figures in stock, do a promotion like maybe, hey, for every set you're going to receive a figure from that season. They could bundle stuff up. I mean, hell, what do you think a Page Puncher is? It's an action figure with a comic book. If they do have a surplus, because let's be honest, we see, I mean, if they're reissuing, if they're still selling the first season of Mandalorian action figures, they're going to have extras. There you go. Yeah, I know Shout Factory does a lot of stuff on DVD.
That's what it was for. It's not Time Life. It is Shout Factory. I think that has the Power Rangers on DVD.
I mean, there are some media content that some people consider terrible, and some people consider cult classics.
Is that the movie?
Yes, it is.
I have never seen it. I've seen bits and pieces.
Have you never seen it? I grew up watching that movie.
And this has special features that this is the one that recently came out, Brent.
Yeah. I also I watched that one after I watched the new animated one. I watched that, and then I immediately went and watched the old 90s Mario movie. I was like, I've got to watch it.
I'm sorry, I still love the Mario. I mean, yeah, and if you ever look at interviews of John Leguizamo, he actually says how him and Bob Hoskins, they're drinking, they're just having a good old time, whatever they could do just to get through the movie. Because it's like one of those things like, hey, I'm signed with this studio to make X number of movies. Let me just get through this one, And that was during the time of Super Nintendo, because remember the de-evolution rifles? Those were the Super Scopes.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I mean, it feels like this is the end of a brand. And honestly, I think that if you're a Power Rangers fan, if you like anything involving Power Rangers, whether it's the Zords, the colorful suits, the action fighting, I think right now your best bet is going to be moving over to Super Sentai. Like I
Yeah.
said, I'm watching the Boom Boomager, where they Boom Boom Changers instead of Morphers. But it's a hot commodity right now. Like you can go to Big Bad Toy Store, you can find the toys there. So you can get collectibles, and let's be honest, almost every Sentai gets turned into a Power Ranger series at some point, you know. But see, that's the thing. It's like, well, what are you going to do? I mean, it's like a friend of ours, a friend of me, Brendan and I, had mentioned, like, every couple of years, it seems like, a new manufacturer is coming up with a new set of figures. And that's the honest truth. I mean, what if you go back 6 or 7 years ago, it was Bandai, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you had Hasbro, they did Lightning Collection, right? And then maybe 2 years ago, Super 7, they came out with like Thundercats. They're doing G.I. Joe right now. They're doing the Power Ranger figures I love. I have some of them that I bought on Macari used, or some stuff I bought brand new, really cheap, like on Entertainment Earth or on Amazon or even a Big Bad Toy Store. They go on sale periodically. And instead of paying $55 for one figure, I'm paying like maybe $30, but they have a crap load of accessories. They don't have all the posability of Lightning, I'll admit. They're not perfect, but for the most part, I guess pretty good accessories. I love their Dragon Zord, even though he's not that mobile. I love the rocket and smoke effects coming through his fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the ones I wanted to try to find.
I love the very thick coin that they come with. You know, I mean, aesthetically, I mean, they look great. They really do look great up there. Let me see if I can move my camera a little bit. Let me see. I gotta get a new camera soon. Oh God, who keeps fritzing on me? Let me see if I can zoom in. There we go. Let's see. So you can see my Goldar and
Dragon Lord.
Dragon Zord. I do have a few others that I gotta set up and move around. It's just everything's a mess because they just shifted everything around. But I have Tommy doing a flying kick at Goldar right now. I was able to do that with a flight stand. The detail on their weapons are tremendous.
Yeah.
The weapons and accessories, like I mean, they have like some of the freeze rifles that they use. I mean, Zach comes with the gold shield. Jason comes with the gold shield. I mean, they have some great accessories. Kimberly comes with both Kim and Cat's heads.
Yeah.
Rita comes with her telescope in the clear ball that went underneath the telescope. She's got her space martinis. There's even the green crystal. It's got all this stuff, all these like deep dive accessories from the show. Black Ranger, it comes with both Zach and Adam's heads. I mean, it's great that they give you these deep dives, even at $55. Comparing that to like Marvel Legends or comparing it to Lightning Collection, you're paying $25 for a basic figure. You might get one or two effects.
Yeah.
And even then, they're very cheesy. Okay, remastered. You get the little lightning effect, and you get the hand so it can hold the morpher, but it doesn't hold the morpher that great. These Ranger figures, they come with a morpher. They come with a separate morpher. They're giving you everything that Hasbro gives you in more.
Yeah.
They even give you the old, like remember when Rangers first came out in the 90s, they had the gray blaster, the gray,
the white
the
blaster
gray
with the head
dagger.
clip. Yeah.
They come with those. They come with those as just a throwback. You get the blade blaster in gun form, the holster form, and also the full blade extension. They give you all that.
Do their weapons combine together to form the the Mega Blaster, Ultra Blaster?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No. Since I have my 3D printer, which you see right there, I am thinking about buying those files to make the power chamber.
Oh, the big one.
But maybe see if I can enlarge it just slightly to account for the Super Sevens. I think that could be cool. And then I could just have the ZL Rangers in front of it. Maybe do something like that.
You could, if you have your Hasbro figures, do the power chamber scale as is. Put your Hasbro figures in the inside of each tube.
Yeah, I thought about doing that too. But
There's
you know,
like
it's
all the Megazords. I don't know if my camera will be able to show. Like that's my Megazord collection along there.
his little collection.
There's only about
There
over
you go.
40. There's only over 40 Megazords.
This
Hey,
is
Mirage,
my one and only Power Ranger toy I have left because I sold everything. But this is the Hasbro's Megazord.
the one from Amazon, right?
Yeah, it was on
Yeah.
clearance, so I bought it for like.
I have that one. I have the replacement decals because I meant to actually touch up and paint it
You know,
as a fun little project.
as the Zords by themselves, yeah, they're kind of cheap. Not a whole lot of stickers on them, but I like for the first time I have a Megazord where there's articulation in the arms.
Oh yeah, it definitely has
Instead of being
posability
straight
on
arm.
it.
Yes, so I do like that there's the posability, and it gets it's the Megazord. You're gonna look at it and see. I wish they had done a dinosaur to go along with it.
Yeah.
I don't know
mean,
if
it
you'll
would've made
see it.
sense.
I don't
I
know
mean,
if you'll. I don't know if you'll see it from over there, but I've got the Lightning collection on those shelves there.
I
and I've
mean,
got
they could have
some-
gave us Titanus. They could have gave us so much to go with that.
Yeah, I would have bought a cheap down version of a Dragonzord to would open up, transform, and go along with that, or because Bandai did that with the 2010 Megazord.
Yeah.
That was just, and then later on they reissued that as the Legacy Collection with diecast
Well,
part.
what killed me was when they did the Zap, the Zord Ascension project. They did the Dino Megazord. They did Dragon Zord, but then they skipped to the Mega Ship.
Yeah,
They could have gave us Titanus. They could have done, Tor. They could have done. There's a lot of stuff they could have done. They could have done the Zeal Zord. Even though, what about the Shogun Zords? I mean, I easily would have paid for those Shogun Zords with the Falcon Zord. Done deal.
I heard the quality on the Zap Zords were horrible. Pieces breaking off.
Yeah, they were.
I haven't had anything break, but also I haven't done a whole lot of changing stuff up. I mean, I could do some poses on it, and coincidentally, they did use the Zap Megazords in the Once and Always, which I thought was cool.
And then also in the series finale of
Cosmic
Fury, they had it again in the Mega Ship, which that's one toy I wish I would have gotten was that one.
I mean, you can still get it on Big Bad Toy Store, so I'm waiting to see if it goes down a little bit further.
I have it on my Amazon wish list because
This is the
He's got the
original.
original.
Yeah. There was a lot of with the Delta ship on Shop Goodwill for a while, and I was just like, it went high.
Yep, there you go. The Mega Voyager.
The Silver Ranger Zord.
See, that's the thing. I wish they would redo the morphers, but I guess I could just do the 3D, the 3D STLs, the STL files, and just print my own.
I remember the episode where they destroyed that Zord, and you actually saw pieces of Zord all over the place.
Yeah.
The final episodes of the episode, or the series for that.
Well, see, if you still get the Ascension Mega Ship, you can just say it's the Mark II from Lost Galaxy.
Right. No, it was they destroyed it in Lost Galaxy. The Mark II was in Forever Red.
Okay. Sentai Ranger Donnie says, I may be happy for Playmates acquiring Power Rangers toy licensing rights. Yet Super Sentai is my number one franchise. I mean, that's what it's based off of.
Do you think?
I mean, hell, if you look at Transformers was Diaclone. So everything is based on something else. I mean, hell, if you really think about it, Voltron was Power Rangers without all the great hand-to-hand fighting sequences, no teleporting, and they kicked Sven right out of the group right away.
I think this should have been a this should have been a Zap.
Lightspeed Rescue, yeah. Listen, Lightspeed was one of my. I loved the Zords from there. I love the Morphers. It was one of my favorite seasons. I mean, look how massive that is compared to the others.
This
I mean,
is
that would have to
literally-
rival the SPD Megazord.
So
The
this
base.
tour, the Delta base
base.
from SPD are all roughly the same size.
Okay.
I think Pyramidus is slightly bigger.
That's what she
Hasbro
said.
should have did what they do with some of the Transformers. I know they did it with the Dino Megazord, the Amazon one, but they had a brief run of where you could buy the T-Rex by itself, and then like the other two Zords were paired with each other. But they should have did a better quality Zords,
Yeah.
sold them as individuals, where you just buy each one, like they do Transformers combiners.
Well,
Go to the store, hunt down, buy each one.
well, think
Transforms
about
and combines.
back in the day when we were kids, Brent. Voltron, you bought each line separately, right?
Yeah, you had to go buy each. And again, Voltron is going back to Target. Is an anniversary thing. They're releasing the ones they re-released a few years ago.
Yep.
And I think that's Playmate Toys too that's doing that.
Oh, I hate you. I hate you so bad, Peaky.
Oh,
Look at the condition of Serpentera right there, Brent.
that is nice.
Look how nice and shiny it is. Now, it's too bad you don't have like a Z that perfectly scales with that.
And this I actually picked up in a charity shop for £2.
Oh,
Wow.
But it was labeled as Dragon Toy. Like I don't think they realized what it was. I spotted it. I was like, "That's Serpentera. That's coming home with me."
I don't need to eat.
Like £2. £2.
That's how you do it, man.
That was my cheapest.
Yeah, but do you
Zord.
know how much you could sell that for right now?
Probably a lot.
I know a lot of people who would want that. Brent, have you ever seen a Serpentera in that good condition?
I have not ever seen a Serpentera like at all in that great of condition. It's always been
All my Zords are more or less complete. There's a few that I've had to like get 3D printed parts for because it's a lot of the time it's like the weapons are missing from the Megazords.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
So like I've had to get a couple of pieces 3D printed, but they're all more or less in good condition. Like the stickers aren't peeling off. I've got two Zords coming this week actually.
We have a second-hand store here in the States called Goodwill, and they have a website called shopgoodwill.com. And every once in a while, there'll be full, complete Zords in box.
Yeah.
The old styrofoam packing they had.
Or it might be missing one or two things. You know, it might be slightly manhandled, but still.
My most expensive one is the one literally just on the top shelf there. It's the Wild Force Isis Megazord. That cost me £260.
Ranger Restoration nearly had a heart attack watching that one come off the shelf.
That's fine. Yeah, so the Wild Force Isis Megazord cost me like £260.
Oh, I believe it. Now, before we continue,
really high. That one was really. I had to get that shipped from the US as well because nowhere in the UK had it.
Before we continue, I just want to do a quick little commercial. This stream is sponsored by Stream for the Cure. And let's go ahead and play that video. We'll play the commercial for you guys right now. Hey guys, it's Dave from Dave's Dimension back again. I'm here to talk about the Ride for Roswell. Now, you guys know, if you know me, you know every year I participate in a fundraising event for Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Institute called the Ride for Roswell. And to help raise money for that, I do Stream for the Cure every year. Now, this year it happens to be May 18th. That is a Saturday from 10 a.m. Eastern until at least 8 p.m. Eastern. We may go longer. That's a 10-hour stream right there. And right now we have about 6 to 7 themes prize boxes that we're raffling off. Now, the way we do this is a last person standing on an elimination wheel. Okay. Now, you might be saying, Dave, that sounds awesome, but how do I get in on this? Well, this is what you do, guys. You're going to go ahead and donate $10, not to me, but to the link in the video description below. You're going to find a link to Ride for Roswell. You're going to make a $10 donation, take a screenshot of that donation, message me on Instagram at Daves_Dimension, or email me at davesdimension78@gmail.com. Send me the screenshot, your first and last name, and also your screen name, so you'll be entered. Once I confirm that information, you're entered in on all the wheels. The one $10 donation guarantees your name on every single wheel across the board. How awesome is that? Now, if you want to increase your chances, for every $10 you donate, your name is on there. Now, if you do $20, that means your name is on the wheel twice. So your name gets knocked off, you still have a chance to win, and so on and so forth. But you have to send me the confirmation of the amount that you're donating. If you're going to break it up into separate amounts or separate donations, I do need the confirmation for each one. Or if you're going to drop $30 at once, then we just need the one confirmation that shows me you've entered in $30. Your name is in there 3 times. That's all you have to do is send me that confirmation. It's going to be an open house stream, which means anybody and their grandmother can come on. If you have an Etsy store, you have an eBay store, you have a YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, you're on Kick, wherever you are, you're on Twitch. If you have any kind of an online presence and you want to promote it, come on to the stream, come on, hang out. It's going to be an open house, #we grow together. That's what this is about. It's about helping raise awareness for cancer. Now, me personally, my mother had skin cancer for a number of years. It's not what she passed away from, but it was a physical and psychological toll on her. My father, when he passed away, we found out the day he passed away that he was hiding cancer from us. Okay. I have a cousin, I have a family member right now who is battling cancer. And that is why I do this, guys. I've been doing the Ride for Roswell for the past couple of years. My wife has been doing it for almost 10 years. We have lost people who have been stricken with cancer. Cancer is not a one-way ticket. You can fight it. And Roswell Park is one of the places that does that. They do research, and they develop new treatments and vaccines. That's why I'm so passionate about the Ride for Roswell and Stream for the Cure. Help me, help Roswell, and let's make a difference together. Every nickel, every dollar, every dime makes a world of difference, guys. So please, consider digging deep, find $10, and donate it to the Ride for Roswell. Now, if you donate, but you don't wish to be entered in on the wheels, you do have that option. Just let me know by messaging me, okay? Again, we have, I think, 6 or 7 different prize boxes that were given out. So one $10 donation gets your name on all those boxes. How crazy is that? We have several NECA boxes. We have a Ghostbusters box we're giving away. There's just a ton. Dre at the Collector Safe Space has a comic book and collectible box that he's giving out. It's going to be an amazing, amazing time, guys. So please consider helping me, help Roswell, and let's ride and stream for a cure, guys. Let's go. And thank you, Dave's Dimension.
You need to cue it up.
I know. It's
John
what?
Hammond. You need to cue it up like you're talking like John Hammond in that scene in Jurassic Park.
Spend no expense. So Archer's like, am I in the Matrix? Yes, you are. Everyone donate. Yes. Like I said in the video, in the commercial, $10 donation gets you entered in on all the wheels. Archer says, thanks, Dave. Back to you, Dave. Yeah, it's we figured things out so that if anyone wants to donate, they just donate directly to the link for Ride for Roswell for the donation is in the video description below. You click on it, you donate $10, your name is entered in on all the wheels. Right now, I think we're between 6 to 7 wheels. $10 gets you in on all the wheels. Kind of a no-brainer. We have several. I think we have maybe 3 or 4 of the boxes alone are going to be NECA boxes. 2 of them are going to be Ninja Turtle 2-packs from the 1990 film. So, I mean, if you guys are Ninja Turtle fans, we're giving away those. I have several Ghostbuster items still sealed that I will be giving away. So, guys, stay tuned for that. But again, it's this time of year. This is my main focus is the ride for Roswell and raising money for Roswell Park. So that's all I can ask for you guys. Now, Peaky, do you have anything going on? Do you have when are you planning your fundraiser again?
I'm
Hope
muted. I
could you
didn't
unmute
realize.
yourself?
Yeah, so I'm probably going to be planning my next charity fundraising stream for October, and I'm doing it for 24 hours this time. That
All right.
I can confirm. I'm still in the process of like planning everything for it, 'cause, as you know, Dave, these charity streams take a lot of planning.
Oh
So
yes.
all I know is that I'm doing it on October, and it's going to be 24 hours, which is going to be a real struggle for
Are you
me.
going to be torturing yourself like with any hot spicy
I
foods like you
won't
did
be
last
torturing
year?
myself with hot and spicy chili stuff, but there will possibly be some peaky torture involved.
How about here's an idea. Let partner up with someone and do the hot ones.
No, I'm not doing after the last time I done chili stuff on the charity stream. I'm not doing it again.
Well, no, it's not chilies. It's just like hot wing sauces that you might be you might need some medication for the next few days afterwards, but it's worth it.
Yeah, no. Last time I did that, I did a mixture of hot sauces, the one chip challenge, sriracha crickets, and a ghost pepper. So, no, chili stuff will not be going anywhere near me for a long while.
And by the way, I would like to remind everyone if you do donate, message me on Instagram at Dave's_dimension, or if you don't have Instagram, message me at Dave's Dimension 78 at gmail.com. Just send me the screenshot, your first and last name, and your screen name that I know you through. Just message me and we'll get you taken care of because I just received a notification. Thank you for the donation for whoever donated. So please don't forget to do that. But I'm going to be wrapping up the stream here. Brent, what's going on with the Arizona Ghostbusters? Any special events coming up soon?
Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head because we have so many events that we get invited to. But
Then
there's a big event coming up for the Buffalo Ghostbusters in June, I hear, with a fundraiser.
the Buffalo Ghostbusters, you should say. You mean these guys?
Yeah, those guys there.
Brent is talking about the one, the only, the beautiful, the pride of Western New York, the Buffalo Ghostbusters. A couple years ago, let me tell you a little story, kids. Now, you see pictures of the firehouse, and you see this big, massive Ghostbusters sign that stands lit, nice and bright, just this big, shining beacon. Well, it happened because of this guy right here, Mr. Brent Hollingsworth, and another member of the Buffalo Ghostbusters, Dan Lieberg. They had a late night discussion. Why don't you tell us about it?
It all really started with, just like you said, in our team chat. We have this team chat on Facebook where I just said in the chat, hey, has anybody ever rose, money to do a fundraiser to get the firehouse a Ghostbusters sign? Because it's the Ghostbusters firehouse. They need a sign. So then we said, well, let's raise $1,000 and just buy the Sideshow Collectibles one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Hollywood Collectibles. Well, Dan took the idea with, by the horns, ran with it. Him and I collaborated a bunch of things back and forth, how to get donations. Because we were like, we're never going to raise money for $1,000. The first night that we came up with the GoFundMe for it, we raised half the money just from the team.
Yeah.
We ended up raising, was it $8,000 that year?
I think it was
$8,000 from a GoFundMe and other donations. Sony donated the sign to us because they had an extra one. And then Sony gave us the info to have commissioned the full-size sign you see hanging down at the firehouse now. And part of that GoFundMe, which I think made it successful, was everyone who donated was able to get their name on a plaque. And that plaque is hanging in the firehouse. And I actually have a replica of that plaque here in my office.
Yes, he does.
Oh, wow.
All those names are people who donated.
So names, teams donated. So the fans really came together and rose money for that to happen.
Yep.
And never in a million years did we think we would see the sign hung properly because it's a historical building. And we were told that they can't do that because they have to get special permission.
Mhm.
Well, Afterlife comes around and Sony worked its magic, and now the sign hangs properly on the outside of the firehouse. So it was originally they hung it in the middle, but then the chief didn't like the lights shining in his office. So then they moved it to the side, and then it got hung proper.
And right now, of course, this every June now we do a Ghostbusters Day event around the anniversary. Now, those that don't know, Ghostbuster Day, of course, is June 8th, 1984. Well, we usually do the celebration, which is just a fan gathering at no cost to anyone. You know, there's no admission. You just come, you hang out with some great people. We usually do it around the 8th on a Saturday. Well, it turns out that this year, the 40th anniversary of Ghostbusters, that Saturday is June 8th. So we actually get to celebrate GB Day on 40th anniversary at the firehouse on a Saturday. And anyone can come. Here's the Buffalo Ghostbuster Facebook page. You can go to Facebook, type in the Buffalo Ghostbusters, or you can look us up at buffaloghostbusters.com and find the links to all of our socials, including Twitter, Instagram, of course, Facebook. You can email us if you're local to the area of Western New York and you want us to come out to an event. Buffalo Ghostbusters are always ready, willing, and able because we are a 501c3. So we are always down for anything and everything. There's no charity too small, no event too small for us. We have done birthday parties, birthday parades, you name it. We have been there. But of course, this year we usually choose a different charity each year. And this year, I believe it is the Tunnel to the Towers Foundation, which also that obviously benefits 9/11. And those that don't know, many lives of many of the firefighters of Hook and Ladder 8 were actually lost during 9/11, which is something a lot of people don't realize. So
wow.
this building that's been a symbol of those four heroes of the Ghostbusters world, this has been the home for many heroes over the generations. I mean, this house is not just the house from Ghostbusters, it's a symbol. And that's why we keep doing it every single year. And like I said, this year, the donations go directly to this cause. But the event itself begins at 12 p.m., 14 North Moore Street. That's technically Tribeca, New York. Like I said, now this picture you see in the background, this is a picture from last year. I think we easily had at least 300 people there last year. With it being the 40th, we're hoping we'll probably see even more people.
And
It
people
keeps
from
growing
around the
every
world
year.
come to this.
Yeah. And the Buffalo Ghostbusters, we do events, we do giveaways year round. Like we recently did a replica, basically almost identical to the coat that was worn in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. We had this little event here, and there was a discount code. We do all kinds of stuff. Also, if you like the Buffalo Ghostbusters, because obviously our logo is the Moogly. That's what we call the ghost with the chicken wing. You can actually buy our shirts and patches online. You can message Buffalo Ghostbusters at, I believe, info@buffaloghostbusters.com. Or you can go to our TeePublic page. Just look up Buffalo Ghostbusters. You can see very cool t-shirts like the one I'm wearing. This was last year's Ghostbuster Day t-shirt, signifying Ghostbusters 1 and 2 with the number 3 because those are third year with the slime. These shirts you can actually find on our TeePublic page. And again, all the proceeds for that, our TeePublic page, all the proceeds for that one go directly towards Toys for Tots. So please considering helping out. And hey, if you're in the New York area or like Archer, you're in the Massachusetts area and you're deciding to come down, it's going to be an awesome time. Just, suit up. But I do recommend if you are planning to come, dress accordingly with the weather. Usually in June in New York City, it can get pretty hot. Staying hydrated. It's great that people want to wear their proton packs and wear their jumpsuits, but sometimes that can get very warm. You can dehydrate very easily. especially if you're wearing a 30 or 50-pound proton pack on your back. So anyone who might be coming out, just dress comfortably. You don't have to come in uniform. It's great if you do, but you don't have to. It's not required. And it's just going to be a big, awesome time. Last year we had the Alessi brothers, which were featured on the first soundtrack of Ghostbusters. We always have a lot of surprises, a lot of twists and turns. I mean, last year there was even a wedding at the firehouse. So it's always a great time. And just come down and please come check out the Buffalo Ghostbusters on Facebook. Go ahead and check us out. Please like and follow us for, like I said, we do stuff all around the year. And it's not just for the local Buffalo area, it's for everyone. Like we did a franchise event for a deck of playing cards that's going to be coming out later this year. So please stay tuned. And again, anytime you're purchasing a shirt, a patch, anything with us, all that goes directly towards charity. So go ahead and check us out. Any final words, Brent?
I think you summed it up pretty well. I'm excited for Ghostbusters Day coming up. Again, this is a fan event. People just remember, we're not there just because we're fans. We're there because we're donating to the causes for the donations for whatever charity we're working with. So it's really about the charity. It's not about, us being there as Ghostbusters. It's about the charity. That was the whole reason for this first event, and moving forward was for the charity.
And it's a family-friendly event too. So don't worry. Like we've had people from South America, from Italy. We have families who they were kids and they enjoyed the movies so much, and it's just become a part of who they are that they brought their kids or their grandkids. It's just an awesome time. Like I said, it's a fan. It's a fan hangout. It is just that we get to hang out from the firehouse. Maybe you might see a few familiar faces. There might be some fun little twists and turns and surprises show up there. Past couple of years, we've had some replica ectos. And also, don't forget Hook and Ladder 8 themselves. It is a fully functional firehouse. They sell their own t-shirts, patches, pins, and all that goes to help fund into that very same firehouse. These are men and women who put their lives on the line every single day. The least we could do is buy a shirt, buy a hat, buy a patch, buy a pin. And, it's just a great, great, awesome time.
And if anyone is curious what the current hat they have looks like, this is their current hat they have for sale at the firehouse. They got their logo on the back.
And here's one of their patches.
And their t-shirt is just a blue t-shirt, dark navy blue t-shirt that features their patch and their logo on the back.
Yep. And like you guys heard me say about the Buffalo Ghostbusters, that's our logo. That's not a club, it's a chicken wing.
People ask me out here in Arizona, why is there a chicken wing? I'm like, because it's the Buffalo Ghostbusters. Buffalo wings came from Buffalo.
Yes. And yes, Brent knows blue cheese, not ranch.
It's back to ranch. I moved back. I don't get scolded. The first time I asked.
No,
true story. First time I moved lived in Buffalo. First time I asked for ranch with wings, the person gave me a dirty look and was like, "We don't serve ranch here."
Oh, sadly, not all of New York State does that. I went up to the Saratoga area, Ballston spot, where my wife's family is. Well, some of her family. And we went to a local restaurant. We caught up with an old high school friend of my wife's. And we're at this restaurant, and I order wings, and they're like, "Oh, is ranch okay?" I was like, "Excuse me?" She was like, "Well, we have ranch or blue cheese. Which would you prefer?" I'm like, my wife just looks at me. And I was like, "Blue cheese, please." And the waitress just gave us this look like, "Is there a problem?" I'm like, "I'm from Buffalo. It's only blue cheese. You want ranch? Go have a salad." she laughed at it. So, but I want to thank you guys for hopping on.
More welcome.
Thank you, Peaky. He's
now
over in the UK, so it's a bit late for him.
It's now 3 a.m.
Is that all? The number one dogger in the UK.
I was up at 8:30 this morning redecorating. So I've
redecorating that room.
Yeah, so where I
Is
sit,
that why Serpentera was nice and shiny?
so where I sit in front of me, like, I've repainted the wall and like I built a whole new desk. I've still got stuff to do
Okay.
tomorrow, but I was very busy today, and I started at 8:30 this morning. I've not
Yeah.
slept yet, so
I went with the IKEA desk. I did the Alex drawers, and I got the tabletop.
so
I did I
this
did a
desk cost me 109 quid, and it's got
okay.
power outlets and
Oh,
USB ports
you got the
built in.
schwanky one. You got
I
the
got a
schwanky
swanky
one.
one. Yeah, mine's got like
Listen,
my Xbox and my Xbox 360
I have
are
a
plugged
power
into.
strip underneath my desk. It's underneath the tabletop of the
Yeah.
desk
Oh yeah.
with 3M strips. Okay,
I don't know
I
if I'll
get
be able
creative.
to. I don't know if you could see, but there's the
Cable
power out.
management. I see you doing the cable management through the arms. Okay.
We don't talk about the cable management.
I mean the cables don't match up properly, but yeah, the color wise, well,
It's fine.
the red wire does go with your wall there, so it
Oh
goes.
well, the red wire is for for my microphone because it's for microphone's USB-C, and the USB-C that came with it broke, so I just used a spare one.
Yep, I USB Type C on this one on my
And
$60 Find mic,
I have
which I
so
actually
many
have
USB.
better sound with this than I do with my uh Blue Yeti.
Yeah,
True
I have
story.
so many USB-C leads because of my phone takes them. So I was like, well, I might as well just use a spare one.
How does that look, Brent?
That looks fantastic.
This is the first one I did though.
Yeah, is the other orb a little bit bigger, or is it about the same size?
I'm gonna have to check, but you see like how like it looks a little bit like the print didn't do well on the bottom.
Yeah, but
And
it's fine. It
slightly on the
just makes
top.
it look kind of like aged.
Yeah. So I might just keep it with this. I 3D printed this Peaky.
Yeah, you showed me before we went live. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Looks like it could also be like a scepter too.
That's an idea. Yeah.
Don't give him ideas.
For Ghostbusters: The Return of Garaka. No. That's not gonna be a thing. It could be a thing for Spirits Unleashed though. Yeah.
Yeah,
Garaka tries to capture the Ghostbusters in the orb. And it transports you to an alternate realm. There you go.
it's Pokemon in reverse. The ghosts are catching.
Hey, you keep saying it's
People Busters.
Pokemon.
People Busters.
So what? I'm gonna print another one of these, right? And then I'll just like do some taping, and I'll paint it to look like a pink Pokeball for Blake.
Do it, or even the other one because it's already got that line.
Yeah, I mean it's just a faint little crack, but I'm ordered some spot putty and some wood filler, which apparently is a nice little trick. So,
I usually use Bondo, just a little tube of the Bondo.
Apparently, wood filler, when it dries up, it's just like wood, so you can sand it down. So, and I'm gonna get some files so I can just kind of like smooth around the edge. But I got that coming in another day or two. But yeah, I gotta buy more filament for this bad boy because that thing that sits on top, that's the AMS. So it fits 4 rolls of printer filaments. So I can do the mini puffs like this guy.
Oh, nice. Do you?
That's not paint. That's all filaments. The
Nice.
eyes, the mouth.
Did you print that one, or is that the one that you?
No, this was printed by my wife's coworker, but he has the same printer, the same setup. I just have to buy the filaments. We have the files. There's different. It's not just like tons of this one. It's like this. He's in different poses, so I can do all kinds of stuff because I have to. We're gonna recreate the pencil sharpener scene.
Oh, nice. I've been buying Overture PLA off of Amazon. It's about $25. Or then there's the Amazon Basics PLA I've used as well, and haven't had any problems with that.
I mean, I bought the Sunlu brand. This was the all silver. So I'm going to try with the green filament. I'm going to try and do another ball like this, but do it with the green filament because the silver was a little bit of a silky filament. So I think that might have had an effect with it. So, but yeah, I had this thing running for like 23 hours. Love this printer. I'm taking the long way home, about $56 a month. 12 months, it's paid off, or I can pay it off sooner, but it's an addiction.
Oh, I need to get my printer bed replaced because the problem with the Ender 3 is the beds warp.
Well, that glass can kind of that thermal plate, that thermal glass you have. Mine came with the magnetic plates. I'm gonna order a couple more of these though.
Yeah, mine Ender 3 came with one of those, and I have extras, but the plate underneath the bed underneath that warps from the heat from the aluminum, and it's a known issue. Okay. So
yeah, but bamboo, it's awesome. So we're gonna wrap things up. Let's see, just catch up. Archer says that's awesome. Susan Andrews, thank you for popping through the chat. Please, if we're actually wrapping up, she said hello. Sorry, we were rambling on. Creatality PLA is really good though, really good too. Yep, actually, obviously they make their own filaments. But I want to thank everyone for popping through. And again, please consider going into the video description below. Check out all the links. That is all my socials to Instagram, Twitter, obviously here on YouTube. And also please consider giving to the Ride for Roswell to help benefit Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Institute. Again, that stream is going to be May 18th from 10 a.m. until, that is 10 a.m. Eastern U.S. time until 8 p.m. Eastern. However, very much like the first year I said I was going to go 8 hours, I wound up going 10 hours. So this year I'm saying 10 hours. We might go 12. We might go 14. Who knows? But every dollar, every nickel, every dime goes to a great cause. Peaky, don't make that face. I might just do the, hey, what if I do the hot ones? Well, do you think that would bring more people?
I mean, it might.
I mean, it's not like I had stomach surgery a couple years ago and I could be risking my life with it, but hey.
Okay, yeah, maybe not, don't do it.
Come on. Besides, who are you going to call?
Okay.
So I want to thank everyone for coming through. And again, please consider giving it a Ride for Roswell. And obviously, anyone out there, if anyone ever wants to collaborate with any kind of projects of any kind, please hit me up on my socials, Dave's Dimension 78 at gmail.com or Dave's _Instagram Dave's _Dimension on Instagram. Also, I have my Tuesday night lives that I'm doing now, and I am welcoming guests to come on. So if anyone out there wants to come on, talk and promote their own channels, their own social media that they have, it's open to everyone. Just email me ahead of time so we can set up questions and a good date and time to record it if you can't appear live. And we'll be taking it from there. Now, tomorrow night is going to be, it's just going to be a hangout session. We'll be unboxing some figures. I have a couple Spider-Man figs that we need to open up, including Scarlet Spider. And I also have a Rogue to open up too. Oh, you like this, Peaky, huh?
Which Rogue do you have, Dave?
I have the X-Men 97 Rogue.
Nice. You're able to find one. That's awesome.
Yeah, I actually found two. I shipped one to my buddy Dre because he's my co-host for the Outer Dimensions podcast, which will be returning in the future, guys. But that is also, I will see you guys tomorrow night. It's either going to be 8 or 9 p.m. I haven't decided yet. Depends on how things are going, how I'm feeling. And, well, until next time, guys, you know what I'm going to say. I say it every single time. Keep on busting. And I'm always going to catch you on the flip side. Take care, guys.